Okay, I think we can start now, Dion. Are you ready?
Sure, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay,
So,
let's start then. Yeah. So, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today's session. Uh, okay, I'm Firmansyah from Artifisial, and I'm your host for today's session. Today is actually a special day for us because this is the first time we are hosting an event entirely in English. So we're really excited to have all of you here. And today's topic is not only about AI, but also AX. So I'm sure most of you are already familiar with AI, but maybe some of you might be wondering what exactly is AX. So that's also exactly what we're going to explore for over the next uh, 60 to 90 minutes. But I think before we begin, I'd like to briefly introduce today's organizers. So today's webinar is presented by Artificial in collaboration with TreeSoop. If this is your first time joining one of our events, welcome. Artificial is an AI community built for AI enthusiasts across Indonesia. Our mission is to build the first AI ecosystem in Indonesia. So, over the coming months or years, I think you'll be seeing more products, more initiatives, and more events from us, Artificial. And now, let me introduce our speaker for tonight. We are very happy to have Dion, the CEO of TreeSoop, with us today. Dion is originally from South Korea, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
But he is currently based here in Indonesia. So yeah, in fact, he is in Bandung, the same city as me, right?
Yeah,
He is he is leading a TreeSoop, an AI native company focus on helping businesses adopt AI and automation. But I think rather than me trying to explain everything about TreeSoup, I think I will let Dion introduce himself and then share more about the company and take us through the today's presentation. So I think without further ado, Dion, the stage is yours, please.
yeah. Thanks for introduction. So, yeah, thanks for having this time. And I'm Dae-hyun. I mean, yeah, you can call me Dion. Yeah, it was hard to pronounce the D sound in Indonesia. But anyway, today I'm a CEO of TreeSoop, and the TreeSoop is not really a big company. Right? We are only like 6 people in our team, and it's like based in Korea, and also like we have engineers in Indonesia. I will go a little more deeper later in the team slide. So today, like I'm gonna talk about how our team is working. Yeah, like to be honest, like I think my team is quite AI native. And I think like there are nowadays like people are talking about AI native, and I think AI native it means AI native team. It means like the team that is using the operating system based on the AI, and we are like trying our best to use AI as much as possible so that we can actually we can work more efficiently. So we are today I'm gonna share like how we are making it more efficient in our team. So before we actually start, I want to ask one question. How many parallel projects can a 6-person software team run? I guess usually people might say maybe like two or three projects, or maybe, yeah, maybe two or three projects. But yeah, we are actually handling more than 15 projects in production right now, only by like just like six people in our team. And the projects are, yeah, it's like production level, right? So like there are some like maybe apps, some like CMS, like those kind of like many diverse like web applications and all, right, mobile applications too. And the strange part is in our team, there's no human project manager runs any of this, even though there's like 15 projects and like, yeah, we need to manage that, but there's no human project manager in our team. So yeah, I gonna like talk about this more in detail in this entire session. Before we go deeper, so I want to introduce a little more about myself. So I'm Nam Dae-hyun, and I guess I look a little different from this picture. Yeah, but it's me, and I'm Dion. You can call me Dion. As I said, right, I'm a CEO of TreeSoop, AI native company based in Korea. I studied like post-tech. I did like my master degree of course, in the computer science field, AI and the human-computer interaction. And yeah, I was like writing some papers too. And yeah, in the TreeSoup, I was like leading the more than 50 AX projects. AX means AI transformation. And yeah, from the strategy to the production deployment. And yeah, before I actually like, started this TreeSoup, there was some offers from like some of my US big AI big tech companies as a like forward deployed engineer. Yeah, forward deployed engineer is quite similar with like software engineer, but yeah, like nowadays in AI era, there's many new positions, and one of them is forward deployed engineer. But yeah, I declined those offers and I chose to build my own team, like the TreeSoup, the AI native team instead. Yeah, and because yeah, I was also like confident that I can make more money by doing my own business. So yeah, like and the connection with Indonesia is saya bisa like berbahasa sedikit. Ya, ini masih kurang tapi ya saya sedang latihan. Yeah. Then my engineering team is also based in Bandung. So I'm actually like living here in Bandung, in Summarecon area. Yeah, so I'm not just like visiting this Indonesia, but I'm actually like living here and yeah. Oh, sorry. Uh, so and yeah, we are building with Indonesia as well. So I mean currently like there's no Indonesian client in our like yeah client, but we also like open to that as well. So and once I talk about our team, so as I said, like we have six people in our team. Previously, well, it was a little more, but yeah, right now there's like four Koreans in our team and two Indonesians. And yeah, the other three Koreans are in Korea, in Seoul, especially. And the other three people like me and the other like two Indonesian engineers, are working together in our team. And yeah, everyone is AI native, even including the designers. So we have like one designer and she even, yeah, do like multiple projects by herself as well. Yeah. And there's like in Korea, we have like one software house rating platform, which is Wishcat. And we are trying to like maintain the good score from there. And also we are trying to contribute to the like open source as well a little. So we got like about like, yeah, 200 GitHub stars in our GitHub account as well. So far, like we worked with these are like big companies in Korea, but I'm not sure if you know. This is like, I guess, like, like LG, maybe Hana Bank, you might know. Yeah. And the schools, so we also like used to like work with the schools to like post-tech heist, the SNU as well. Then what kind of like project that we usually do? So we usually like do the uh AX things. So like basically like AI transformation. So for example, like I was like working with the LG CNS. CNS is like software company inside the LG, and we were providing the employee education AI system. So the like if there is newcomer from the LG CNS, they don't know like what to start, right? So we were making the system that they can actually like receive the task list, and also like they can talk with the chatbot so that uh they can like receive the information like what they need to do, and what if they need to do some like task, what they need to do like beforehand. I mean, yeah, we were making those kind of like systems so that the newcomers of the LG can adapt to this like LG more easily. Yeah, so basically something like that. So we are making the system based on the AI. So, and the other examples are like the manufacturing companies, for example, like US Aerospace, it was like American company, and auto people and the boom, like BOM extractor, those are manufacturing companies. And manufacturing companies, like they have really like legacy system. So once they, let's say like they want to make the quotation document, so let's say like they need to like, oh, they got like client asking like, oh, I want to make like this machine, and then please like give me your quotation, like how much I need to pay. Then they need to like put down like all the parts, like for this machine you need to like part A, part B, part C, and they're gonna be like the price for each part, right? And like listing up all those like parts is also really wasting of time, and it actually like, takes a lot of time. And also, even though you actually like make that quotation, it's hard to actually make the deal as well. So we were like doing some automation for that as well, so that they can have like they can higher the chance of making the deal, and also they can like more easily like automate the quotation generation part as well. So those are the things that we did, and also the other thing we also done is like sales things as well. So yeah, also like there's a lot of like sales people, and we were trying to make the chatbot that can, like some parts, they can like replace the sales people as well. So it was actually once like we deployed this like sales chatbot, and it was actually the conversion rate was like 3 times higher than the one that the other like the AI chatbot from the Kakao. I'm not sure if you know Kakao, but this Kakao is a big company from Korea. But yeah, compared to that, why we could higher the conversion rate to the like 3 times. So yeah, we were like basically like doing these kind of things. So then these are like what we call AX, the AI transformation. So basically like AI transformation, it means we we replace like some like legacy systems into the AI so that we can make the system more efficient. So this was our team, and I gonna like get into the like chapter one. So we have like until the chapter three. So, but for each like chapter one, chapter two, chapter three, I gonna introduce like some part of our operating system, AI based like, operating system. And this chapter one is about the project manager. So as I said, like there's no like human project manager in our team, and the only like project manager in our team is an agent. AI PM runs all projects and our team operations, including the sales, the documentation and timelines and the task, those things. So once I go deeper, So yeah, like we call this right, yeah, website as our AI PM. It doesn't look like that different with like Jira or those things, but we made our system by ourselves and we have the chatbot. You might not be able to see the chatbot, but this chatbot is actually the main guy. And inside this right Jira yeah, inside this AI PM, we have five different sub agents, which are the task agent, like timeline agent, the meeting agent, the documentation agent, and the PM agent. I gonna like a little um yeah, we have like these five different agents, and I gonna tell you about each of the agent a little more detailedly in the next slide. So in the next slide, we're gonna talk about the POM agent first, which is my pipeline of money agent. So this is my project manager. They don't just track the task or the timeline or those things, but they also track the sales, how the sales is going, and also they make the quotation for us as well. So yeah, this is the sales, the board that we have. Like we have the pipelines, like the lead, the negotiation, and those things. And yeah, and what our the POM agent do is we connected all all of our emails and Kakao Talk. I mean, in Korea we usually use Kakao Talk. I mean, in Indonesia they usually use WhatsApp, but yeah, we use Kakao Talk. So we connected with this messengers of our company so that the POM agent they can read each inquiries and each conversation, and they extract the deals and the stage, and they move it automatically to the next action. And also they for sure uh they notify us oh, this project has been not you need to send a message to the client. It's been already 7 days. They just they give us this kind of notification on the Slack as well. So yeah, this POM agent, they manage this sales part. So we don't need to manually track each sales things by ourselves. And yeah, so basically the salespeople they talk to the customer, and this agent does the bookkeeping, like memorizing everything. So yeah, we have the chatbot here, and once we ask oh, how is it going with my project B, then they can talk about the last conversation was like this, and oh yeah, you need to you need to do this to us as well. And one more part of the POM agent they do is they make the quotation. So I mean, we are also something the software house as well, for sure. So once you add something to the software house, they need to make this kind of a quotation as well, for sure. And yeah, but it's not actually just normal quotation automation. Uh, we are making the quotation AI that learns and also evolve by themselves. So we have a lot of data for the quotations, quote sent. We have a lot of quotation yeah, from the history. Those outcomes are logged. So if my quotation was one, if they are one, or if they lost, or if they're silent, we log those things. And and from that data, our AI agent, they learns from the closed deals. So what kind of wordings we used, and what kind of scope we were suggesting to them, and what price we suggested of the deals that actually closed. And that's why we can actually make better quotation, and they can actually lead to the more meetings, and more in the end they can lead to the deal closed as well. So Yeah, before we actually adopt like this kind of like quotation of automation, yeah, compared to that era, like we could like actually like make the meeting proposal rate to like three times more higher. So this is how we use for the POM agent. And the other agent that we are using is like this meeting agent and the timeline agent and the task agent. So these are all like connected to each other. So in case of the meeting agent, I will usually just like we have a lot of meetings with the clients for sure. Sometimes I record the video, or sometimes I record this audio, and I just like yeah throw this kind of like files to the AIPM. Then AIPM they make the like single source of truth document, like yeah SSOT, and based on that, like once they make it, the timeline agent they they see the dependency of the task inside the SSOT, and they like resolve the conflicts between them. And then once that they made like the timeline, then inside the timeline, the task agent like they decompose the big task to the like sub task, and then prioritize some of the task and assign it to the developers or the designers. So basically, like they once like every including me, the every engineer, once they start their day, they just might ask to the AI PM what to do. Oh, today, what I should do, right? Then they gonna give you the task list that you need to do on the day. So it's actually opposite, right? I mean, usually the human is the one that actually command to the AI. But right now, like we are in the system that AI is like giving us the assignments or like the task list that I need to do. Yeah, and I guess this one is the yeah. And while we are doing like this kind of AI project manager things, the one thing that is really hard is governance. So what is the governance? Right? So like especially in the enterprise AX, it requires the access control. So for example, like the developers or like engineers, they like they should not see our sales information. I mean, they should not be able to like see it, like their our like financial status, those things. So these are the things that is a little hard to achieve because I guess like you might know about the vector reg or those things. In case of you use like vector reg, it's hard to do the like access control because yeah. And so people usually use like ontology, which is knowledge graph approach. Uh, and yeah, ontology like is like one concept inside of like the knowledge graph. And yeah, inside of like that, and we call this like knowledge graph based rag as a graph rag. So basically, like the knowledges are inside the graph, and based on that, they find the knowledge inside the graph, and then they like use it for the answer. And in case of us, like we are using the virtual file system styled graph rag. So what we found was, like once you use like agents, like a cloud code, or once you use like yeah, any of like agent, like open code, like those things, then they search up in your folder, right? They use like grep, they use like cat, ls, the list, the find those things to find the specific the file, and they return it to you, right? And we wanted to make something similar. So our database is our big database has a like the virtual like file system inside. So in the file system, there is a like the sage folder, there is like engineer folder, there is like project folder as well. So yeah, my engineers they can access to this engineer folder and the and the project folder, but they cannot actually access to this sales folder. So by using these like folders, we can do the like, access control. So like, this is one example of like how we do the like access control. So yeah, we are using this approach to do this like governance. And for sure, like we also have experience of doing the ontology. Ontology is a little more mm, like deeper concept of the graph rag, like of the like knowledge graph. So this is more a little more like complex, I guess, right? And because like, we don't have like a lot of like information. We don't need this much of we don't need like ontology for that. So we are using the virtual file system styled one. But like once we make the system for the LG or the big companies, then we usually use ontology based graph rag so that it can be more scalable in the end. So yeah, like that's how we built this AI project manager. And the chapter two is about how we do the sales. I mean, how we do the marketing. So we actually started this year. I mean, we started like last December. So like we actually get started it in this year. And but yeah, already like the LG, the Hyundai, like Hanwha, or Samsung, the big companies are actually calling us. The before we actually approaching to them. It's not because of the advertisement, but we are automating the marketing as well. So we are making the marketing agent named Trina. By the way, you can maybe see the Trina from this website. The Trina is like an automating like agent for the SEO and the GEO, those things. I'm not sure if you know what SEO, GEO is right about. Yeah, let's say once I ask like, oh, what is like the best AX agency in Korea, then I hope the TreeSoop is appearing on the very top. And that's what we call SEO. And the Trina is doing this. Yeah, this Trina is like doing automating um, this procedure for us. So yeah, basically like they usually like in the other teams, they need like whole marketing team for this managing this like SEO and GEO. However, like we are using Trina for automating everything without the marketing team. So yeah, what we do is basically like to do this like SEO and GEO, we actually need to like make many articles about us. So, then let's for example, like the TreeSoop, once you go to like the TreeSoop like the website, in the blog page, there's a lot of blog like articles. This all about like yeah, about like promoting us for sure. And these are the articles that the Trina write it for us. I guess like yeah, it, maybe you can find it in the Korean version of like TreeSoup. Anyway, yeah. So this Trina, they make these like articles for us, but not just like single article, but like we use like 8 different channels. For example, like LinkedIn, like the brunch, we what's that like the Medium. There's a lot of like different like blog channels, and they are making the contents for each blog channels. And yeah, for sure, they also evolve by themselves as well. So they see the Google Analytics and the Search Console data, and based on that, they are making the strategy, like they are updating their strategy again and again. And then based on the strategy they have, we also use like our knowledge graph here, like about the tree soup. I gonna like show you later, but this is like tree soup. Yeah, tree soup. The knowledge graph like is about like in the tree soup like how many services there are, how many like teammates are. Those kind of like, information are in this like knowledge graph. So So yeah, based on this knowledge graph, like they make the content in different like 8 channels, and the only thing we need to do is we can just like copy and paste those like contents to each channel, and we just publish it. And what happened was like yeah, in the TreeSoop. By the way, once I zoom in, like does it zoom in actually on your screen too?
Yes.
Ah, it does. Okay, nice. So yeah, luckily like the tree so like it was the tree now was really helpful. So yeah, like it was like almost zero. The in the this is like search console data. So like it's showing like how many times the tree soup has been mentioned in the Google search. And it was almost zero like in the March. But after we started like this tree now, it was like growing really fast. And right now like the the tree soup was appeared in the Google search more than like 200K, like 200, what is it? Yeah, 200 like K times. And also like it was like clicked more than like 5,000 times. So yeah, because of this, like they were a lot of like big companies that they were reaching out to me as well. And for sure, like, we have tried this Trina to the other brands like Hunger Jobs and the Putten Lab as well. And yeah, we started just like 2 weeks ago, but yeah, it's growing really fast right now as well. So yeah, this is the Trina, the marketer that we use right now. Yeah, I guess like this is a little more detail about the Trina. So we give them like the task list for each channel. This is like dev two, dev is the other like blog channel, and this is like the yeah our own blog. So we are giving the task list to them first. So like this each task means that the content. So you need to just like copy and paste it to the each channel. That's it. And yeah, we are like giving them like weekly report as well. Like, oh, today your clicks like it increased by 70%, those things. Yeah. I mean, currently we are trying to um like sell this Trina as a product as well. I mean, as a like SaaS subscription. So yeah, this is what we are building. And the last chapter is about how we actually develop. I mean, for sure, we have like 15 different projects, and we are every single of us is AI native. And I guess like maybe I guess like your backgrounds might be already like engineer mostly. So engineers, um, I think like nowadays like engineers are mostly same. I'm not sure like how the Indonesian engineers they work, but I guess like in Korea they are all using, the cloud code. They are using all using like, yeah, maybe codex to cloud code, maybe, yeah, between those two. And they just like, they might not like see the IDE, I mean, the IDE anymore. But yeah, maybe like, so it might be like similar, but I think like in our case, we are trying to make our designer to be developer as well. So yeah, everyone, including designer, they are working on the code. And the designer, yeah, we expect the designer to work at least as a front-end designer. I mean, usually they build until the back end as well, but they some on at least like they need to build like front end for us. So yeah, our designers they are not using the Figma anymore, and they just like chat on the cloud code, and that's how they design right now. So I to show you a little like more um workflow inside our yeah AI workflow that we use for the designer. So the problem for the designer might be You know, like if I'm the engineer, then I can talk about the details, right? I mean, details about what kind of like data structure I need to use, what kind of algorithm I need to use for each part, right? But what we built on here is, I mean, we built basically the Cloud Code extension, like Cloud Code like plugin that everyone can, I mean, the designer, especially the designer, can use without thinking about the engineering part. So it's quite similar with the superpowers, if you know the superpowers. But basically, um, the designer, they just might need to describe from the screen. Oh, from the screen. Oh, this one needs to work in this way, not this way. They can just like describe like that. Once they do that, then our agent, I mean, each of these are the like agent and the planning agent, right? They make the plans based on that, and they make the issues on the GitHub issues. The GitHub issue, like each GitHub each issue gonna be the task, and they're gonna be once they make the plan, they're gonna be like a lot of like issues stacked on the GitHub. Like maybe for example, like 10 issues stacked. You know, like to make the login system, for example, like we don't need like just one task, but we need to think about like if you need like social login, if you need like like logout feature, if you need like if you need to receive the privacy consent, those things. I mean, like those things gonna be the each of the issue and it gonna be stacked on the GitHub. And then the human needs to like check if the issue description is right or not. And once they confirm, yeah, for sure that our agent gonna build everything. And then right, they gonna like check it on the browser by themselves. I mean, the agent gonna make the test cases and they gonna like check on the browser. And if there's no error, right? Yeah, they make the PR and they merge it. So yeah, for sure that our workflow is mainly it's not showing the codes, it's using the design and product language only so that the designer can also ship the running app and also PR as well. So yeah, this is the designer workflow that we currently have, and the designer, and also we are also like, using it too, because I don't want to think about like engineering things anymore. Yeah, and yeah, that's just like to give you a small tip. Um, because we are like making the software for the clients, the design is also really important. And while we were like kind of struggled a lot because of this, because once we make the landing page or once we make like any kinds of like UI things, it looks like oh they use the AI. It feels like yeah I can fit it. Oh they use AI. I mean that's why I mean we were like struggling about this a lot because the clients they don't wanna yeah, they don't want their software to be look like, the AI generated. So yeah, that and we found that actually the Higgs field is really good. Um, yeah, like yeah, breakthrough for like get through this like challenge. So this one left one is one without the Higgs field, and this right one is the one with the Higgs field. And I think like the reason why it looks like AI generated is there's no good image, I guess. I mean, because like the AI like cloud code those they are not like generating the image. So like these are mostly the HTML codes or just like text only. However, like once we add some background image and with some like if the logo is a little more fancier and with a like generated image, and if we also like input some fancy image, then it looks way more natural. It looks more like human-made design. So yeah, so that's why we are using Higgs-field. Like, I mean, yeah, for the people like who doesn't know about the Higgs-field, what Higgs-field is about is they are providing the MCP for generating the images and maybe like videos. So yeah, like once you are struggling about this like AI generated like landing page, you guys can try out the Higgs-field as well. It's really breakthrough. And for sure, this right Higgs field is also integrated in our designer workflow. So once we just used like designer workflow, the design itself is already quite nice because the Higgs field is already like integrated in the designer workflow. And and the other struggling like challenges that we faced, I'm sure you guys experienced like same thing exactly because once we start to use like Cloud Code a lot or the codex a lot, we're gonna realize that there's a lot of side effects. So once we solve one part, then it might affect to the other feature. So that's really um, quite big challenge to be honest. Because yeah, for sure, like maybe like 3 or 4 months ago, it was mandatory, it was required to review the code like one by one. But I mean, for now, like, because our goal is like doing like 15 projects with just 6 people. We got no time for reviewing the codes one by one. And that's why we are trying to use the agent as much as possible. And so like the end, so we were like finding out like these two solutions. First of all, like we are doing the browser automation QA really as much as possible. For sure, like once we develop some features, then we do the test-driven development for sure. So we got a lot of unit test cases. However, like the unit test cases they is not very helpful for the end-to-end testing cases. So we have the agent that is making the test cases for each of the feature, each of the like the issue, and once they make the test cases, then the browser automation agent, like they automate the browser to check the test cases one by one. And if they is also good, then we make the sub agent we have the code review agent to criticize our the code. Yeah. So we ask them to like criticize our code so that like once they give us the code review results, then the our agent can like fix that part as well. That one, this one is really helpful. And the last part is for sure the regression testings. So from after we do the like browser automation QA, we don't like delete all the test cases, but we try to maintain like the 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 important 1 or 2 test cases from the test cases that we made, and we are running that regression testing uh each each commit for each like push that we make. And yeah, we are having the Mac Mini, and the Mac Mini is like running this like regression testing like every single night, so that like we can prevent those side effects in the end. Mm. Yeah, so this is how we try to achieve like side effect free development. It's not possible, but we are doing as much as possible, and I'm pretty sure this method is actually has lesser side effect than the like leaving the codes by human one by one, I think. So yeah, like this is how this like 3 chapters. The first chapter was about the AI project manager. So it's AI project manager is the one that actually like operating the whole our team. And the second one was about the marketing. So marketing agents, so they are for sure like promoting the TreeSoop client. So we are like, I mean, yeah, before that, like, I had to meet up with the client one by one, and I had to like, yeah, ask for the projects. For right now, we don't need to because like they are messaging me first. And the last one is about like the AI workflow inside our team. So how we develop. So like we based on those like three big workflows, we are able to maintain this like 15 projects just by like 6 people right now. You might think like if this is actually safe, yeah. I mean, because you might afraid like, oh, if that's the case, we might not be able to take care of each project that much. Yeah, that's maybe like true if it's your, but we actually like we believe that the agent can actually manage the project much better than the human. The agent, they got the memory that does not dilute. So yeah, they even though let's say while we are doing the project, if the project manager changes, then all the memory is reset. However, in case of us, that memory does not change. So even though the main communicator with the client they change, they can just like get information from our project manager, AI project manager. They can just ask like, oh, how is going? Like, what was the done? What is not done? They can just like get those briefs from the AI project manager. So it's easy to like maintain the context actually. And yeah, so AI project manager they hold this context or timeline and the task and everything. So nothing is actually depend on the person's memory anymore. So yeah, I think uh sorry, I mean my cloth they made this like slides, so I don't actually like know what they write it here. So yeah, that's it. And I in the TreeSoop, we are opening like um position, one intern position, like yeah, maybe like you don't if you have anyone like who might be interested, maybe you can like introduce me for sure. Yeah, we have like one intern opening, and we believe that the people without developer careers may have the highest AI native potential, to be honest. So because I have already like developer career, I don't think like I'm really very good at AI native. I think about the codes still, but if they don't know about the codes at all, I think they have more potential for the to be the AI native engineer. Yeah. So I can guarantee we can work in AI native way without concerning about the tokens. And yeah, we the person gonna get the same stack as we use every day. So yeah, and right now I because also we are living in Indonesia and my teammates are Indonesians. We are also like open to co-work with Indonesian companies too. So if you feel interested, like you can message me in the in the LinkedIn. This is my LinkedIn here, by the way. Yeah, so that's everything, I guess. Any question do you have?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Dion. I think that was a really insightful session. And I think, guys, we all learned not only what AI automation is, but also we learned how AI transformation or AX can actually be applied in a real business, right? So yeah, I hope everyone found this session valuable. Now let's move on to the Q&A session. But I think yeah, someone has raised hand. I think let's Okay. Yeah. Ashar, please.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for the occasion. So Azhar here. Dion, good evening.
Good evening.
I got four question actually, because you cover so many things, from
Yeah.
POM agents, AI marketing agents, as well as the CRM, and then internal project management. Yeah, that's quite a lot of things that you cover. So I got so many questions. Um, but I think, yeah, let's proceed with the first two questions. So the first question is about the ontology graph, or ontology reg that you mentioned before. So what I know is, what we use in our company is the factor reg, which
Mhm.
is the semantic search, I would say, um, that let AI to search based on the meaning from documents or long text. And also, I know the graph Reich, which also used in, let's say, like Obsidian, to connect one context to another, to let AI search the context based on how context is interconnected one to another. So, what is the anthropology rank, by the way? Is it like the same as a graph rank, or is it like something more complex than it? Because you mentioned it is like more complex than factor rank, but is it the same as graph rank itself, or not? And the second thing is about the, you also mentioned that you don't have like a UI UX designer, right? And nowadays, we believe that with coding agent that is becoming more, yeah, sophisticated, so everyone can be a builder.
Mhm.
But there is a trend which is called AI slop, which
Mhm.
means that the UI is very obvious that it is AI generated. So like how do you and your team solve the AI slop issue? Because you do not have an UI UX designer. Because what I know, in my company, we still have UI UX designer to make the design to be still keep aligned with our design system.
Mhm.
Yeah, those are my first two questions.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think, yeah, thanks for the occasion.
Yeah, thanks for your question too. So first of all, the ontology, right? Ontology is, I guess you were talking about this one, right? That's ontology. Yeah, so ontology. So I'm sure once you ask to the like Claude, I might give you a better answer. But as far as I know, ontology is the concept. So the knowledge graph is the way we implemented this concept. So the like ontology is more like a theory or the concept. And it's basically like you can just like assume it's like similar thing. And the ontology is once we think about the ontology, like and you talked about the obsidian, right? Obsidian is yeah, it's like visualizing the graph, I mean knowledge graph, but usually the obsidian is for quite light light knowledge graph. So like once you ask the Claude code to, oh, please make the knowledge graph for about the TreeSoop, then they just automatically make it for ourselves, right? For the TreeSoop. But this kind of like knowledge graph might be or might not be that accurate. So let's say the TreeSoop and maybe the TreeSoop AX. And like there's like tree soup, and in Korean name, it gonna be like namu soup. And they might think these two are the different company, and they might make like two nodes in the knowledge graph. However, like to but for sure, like we should not do like that, right? And that's why we need to actually like make like adjust it one by one, like manually. And that is what actually the enterprise ontology specialists they do in their work. They actually like they have a lot of like knowledge graph and they check like manually one by one if there's anything missing or if there's anything like duplicated, and they like fix those parts one by one. Those are the parts that the AI cannot do. Yeah. And the other example gonna be like the Hyundai. Hyundai is sometimes like in gonna be written in Korean. It can be like Hyundai mobile, like mobile, those things. I mean, like those needs to be considered as like one single company. But if we just use the like LLM, then they might maybe make a mistake. So in enterprise level, to make the chatbot based on the graph rag, they are using the ontology so that it can the information they receive from the chatbot can be more like accurate. So yeah, that's the ontology and the knowledge graph. And the second one is about the designer. So basically, we actually have designer in our team. And because we don't want them to like use the Figma anymore, because Figma is it's not efficient anymore, I think. So that's why we made them this designer workflow so that the designer can actually do the development together. For sure, yeah, as you said, right, there is a people like who complain about the AI, mean the UI that looks like a AI generated. And that's also one of the reasons why we are using like this kind of Higgs field so that we can a little compensate those things. But yeah, for sure, if there is any part that needs more like humans like needs, like humans like touch, then for sure our like designer can touch that part. But in the majority of our project is mostly the back office, to be honest, right? The back office part. So basically, I mean, for because I told you, right, we are making the like AI systems for the employees, like we are making the like quotation automation, those things. These are not actually the design is not that important for this kind of systems because it's like back office things. So that's why maybe that's why we don't need the designing things that much. But yeah, even though we need design, we are trying to use the Higgs field so that we can improve it better. And also like nowadays, we are trying to use the Mobin as well. I'm not sure if you know the Mobin, but Mobin is like design reference like platform, and they also provide a MCP. So once we connect with the Mobin MCP, then they can, I mean, we can make uh the UI based on the reference. So does that answer of your question, Azar?
Yeah. Asaf, do you have any following questions?
Yep, I think it really answered my question, but one question more, I guess, Dion. So the last thing is about the core coding principle. As you mentioned that one person in your team can handle like two until three projects, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and also most of them is like AI native software engineers. But how a software engineer in your team handle or make sure that the code generated is still um let's say like refer or following the coding principle, for example, like solid principles or separation of concerns, or is there any like code checking, like a peer review, code PR check, yeah, something like that. Yeah, basically, like how do you maintain the core coding principles across the team members?
Mhm. Gotcha. I mean, like, yeah, like as you said, like we need to think about those the theories, the coding theories. But I mean, I used to think about like those things a lot. Yeah, but nowadays, like we are mostly like relying on the code review of the agent. So yeah, as I said, like we are asking like the agent to like criticize like attack about the code that we the other agent made. And for sure they are like criticizing the codes that they wrote, and based on that like they yeah, I mean I'm pretty sure I was like really experiencing that. Like from this one we actually remove a lot of the side effects. So yeah, we are not doing the human code review anymore, to be honest. And we believe the agents are actually doing this way better than us as well.
All right,
Okay.
thanks. Good.
Yeah. Thank you, Asar, for the questions, and thank you, Dion, for the answer. I think we're gonna move to other questions. We have a few questions in the chat. Um, okay, we have a question from Salman. When you do AI transformation for the company, do you use cloud inference or on-premise inference? Do you deploy the LLM on the local? That's the
Uh,
question.
so we actually do both. Like, I mean, in case of the AI project manager, like because our own data is not something really credential, so we are using, yeah, like was that the LLM from the providers from the providers. However, like once we do the like client project, we sometimes need to do like on-premise as well for sure. So we sometimes need to actually go there and actually like yeah yeah like make the LLM like working on that server as well. That's what we sometimes do as well. I mean, because like in case of those kind of like enterprise level and the like mid more if it's like bigger than like middle-sized company, they really think about their data credential. So that's what people do as well. And I mean, for sure, like before we actually do the like on-premise approach, we usually ask them to think about the um what is it like the bedrock like one as well. I mean, I'm not sure if you know from the AWS, there's like bedrock and I mean, I guess I need to like type it like so there's like bedrock. So from the AWS, like once you search it up, like the AWS they are guaranteed that they not gonna see the data from this like bedrock sandbox. So yeah, we usually suggest them the clients to use what about when you use like bedrock for make it like credential. And if even though like we suggested and if they don't try trust the AWS, then yeah, we go with the on-premise.
Okay. Hope that does answer your question, Mr. Salman. There's a few. Actually, it's more personal. I think I'm gonna save it for the last. Let's move
Yeah.
on to the next question. From what's the name? FCF. Do you standardize harness for all of your developers? Standardize harness. Do you
Uh,
do you want to
uh,
answer this?
Uh, well, I think so. Yeah, I really think that we need to standardize the harness, and that is why we have this like designer workflow. design workflow because if you don't have like standardized like or harness, then the code quality gonna be really different. I mean, we are using like this designer workflow so that we are trying to like make them use this workflow only so that like because like this workflow is proven to be safe for the side effects and also like the code quality was like better than the others. So yeah, we all the time we also do like this kind of research. Like if there's something new approach or new like things like coming up, then we try it out first, and then like if it actually improves the code quality or if it actually improves the yeah like more efficient, we adopt it and we put it in the display designer workflow.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think this also answer the question
Yeah,
from Kevin
yeah, so
on.
can I have a follow-up question, Mas?
Oh yeah, yeah, sure, please.
Yeah, so Dahyun, that I think that very interesting, yeah, because your approach with AI native developer, even for the PM and also the designer, yeah. But what I'm question is the harness regarding for example, the agents.md or maybe the .md that have architecture level or maybe a clean code. Do you have like a standardized repo that you pass through all your developer or what kind of that? Because the workflow, I think I quite understand that you need to have some sort of like standardized workflow, just like what we done in non-AI, right? In the CI/CD pipelines and so on and so forth. But for the like those configuration, those agent harnessing, .md skills and so on. Do you, I mean, do you standardize or you just leave it to all of your developers?
uh are you talking about um are we like sharing the like markdown files, those things?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The markdown files, the .md files, the configuration for the development. Do you, I mean, standardize those markdown file or you just like have freedom for all your developers can use any repo in GitHub or maybe they build themselves on their own, something like that.
uh So first of all, like besides like we use this like workflow, we don't give any other like restriction. So they can for sure like try out any other approach and like CRUD.mdy, memory MD, for sure those are just like private one. But yeah, there's like in this like design of workflow, it's basically like covering a lot of things to be honest, because we have like wait, I wanna like share my screen just wait.
Or maybe do you want to show your your folder project or something like that?
Wait, let me um, so I guess you see my screen. So we also like use this kind of like entire.io. And this one can be quite much like uh replace the memory.md file as well. The because like this entire IO is actually like saving the session session histories. So for each code that you changed, it has they save the session history, those things. So once in the later, like once you want to change that code line, they can see like in which reason, in which reason why they changed like this before and why I need to like change it again. So it's about like the memory, but they actually like memorizing the much more context than the memory.md file or those things. So and this kind of like entire.io, these are also like included in our designer workflow as well. So beside like it's design workflow is basically is it's supposed to be for the like designer. So they don't need to know anything about the markdown file. They need to know like So it's like one for fit everything solution. So that's why we were like using this one only for, and I guess like the markdown file that you mentioned, it for those things like they just we just like let them just like personalize by themselves. And for sure, like they're developing their environment is also different too. In case of me, like I am using this kind of Orca, I'm not sure if you know, we are using like Orca, these things.
Yes, Orca. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, some of my team is using the Claude as well. Yeah,
What code? Yeah.
it just like depends, I guess, for those things,
Okay, okay.
except it's workflow. Yeah.
Sure, sure. Thank you, thank you.
Okay. So, anyone want to ask any question? No? Okay. So, I actually have a question for you, Dion.
Uh-huh.
So if a company has a limited budget, where
Uh-huh.
I have this question: if a company has a limited budget, where should they invest first? Is it in AI models, better workflows, or anything? Do you have any recommendation on that?
Uh, like for us, I think the AI project manager was really efficient and was like it does not like cost that much as well. This AI project manager. I mean, once you
Mm-hmm.
make like this kind of agent system, we need to use something like a deep agent. I'm not sure if you know, but yeah, deep agent. I mean, we were like using the like deep agent, but this is something like my CRUD code, like we need to run it on our terminal, on our
Mm-hmm.
local. However, in case of this deep agent or like, yeah, CRUD code SDK, those things, we can run it on the server. So,
I see.
so once we ask them to, yeah, like in case of this agent, like we can run it on the server. So, uh, wait, I will show you my. So these chatbots, they are agents as well, and they are wait a sec, yeah, they are like agents as well, and they are running on the server instead though. So for example, right, what is the task list for mm, like marketing? Then like these are running on the server instead. So yeah, like once you think about the budget, then the cloud might be really expensive. And but however, like once you see the other, mm, I think like people nowadays will use like open router. So once you see like these kind of things, then you can see there's like lots of like cheap Chinese models. Uh-huh.
Ah, I
And
see.
using we can use like Chinese models for this kind of like agents as well.
Ah,
So I think like, and this, once we make like this kind of like AI project manager, these things for um, handling your things, I'm pretty sure like you must have a lot of maybe like documentation things, or you must have like, yeah, some parts that you might need to automate it. Then you can just like build those things by yourself first, and so that you can have your own time to like uh, use for spend for the other things. Yeah, I think the first thing we need to do is automating your work first. Yeah.
okay.
So yeah, I mean to be honest, like I'm for now, for me, I guess the majority of my task is already automated. But the thing that I cannot automate is the meeting with the client.
Mm-hmm.
It's really so I'm actually spending majority of my time with meetings with the clients. Yeah. And for the other things, once I just just record the meetings and just send it to this AI PM, then they're gonna just organize everything and they just give the task to the engineers. The engineers they also automate everything and they're gonna make the application and the website. And I can just deliver to the to the client and I need to do the meeting again. So I'm actually using my majority of my time for the meeting with the client.
I see. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, thank you. Uh, oh, okay. We have two more questions from Junior D. The first question is when your designer not using Figma, then the design directly implemented to the front end or make it first on HTML, or maybe you connect to platform design MCP. Um, I I don't get understand the question. Can you, Dion?
Mm-mm. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Sure, yeah. I mean,
MCP.
so it depends on the stage. I mean, in the very first stage, when I talk with the client, for sure. I mean, if they have the reference, the design reference, it's fine. I can just go with the React or those things right away. But however, once they don't have design reference at all, then I need to make the HTML for show them reference, show them as a reference. Oh, you wanna have this design or you wanna have this design. Yeah, and we usually ask them to choose between those options. And then if they if they already chose that design, then we go with them React and we just make it and we just show it after that. Yeah. That's so it depends on the stage, I guess.
Okay.
And the second one,
Yeah. Second one actually, he wants to know the daily workflow from your team. Actually, I mean they are a native, so what kind of application or yeah apps they open daily? I think.
for sure, we open.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
all the time I
uh,
only see this one. Yeah, I only see this. Yeah, all the time. I mean, for sure, this kind of AI PM is also connected with the Claude Code. So once you just ask to the Claude, you can receive the task list that you need to do on the day. And yeah, basically, we just having argument with the AI all day long. And then I think engineers they usually having argument with AIs and they to deliver to clients. Yeah, and usually I once we do the what's it um we usually give the progress almost every day. Like this one is today, this one is yesterday. I mean, we are providing the progress report to the clients almost every day, so that they because the reason why also doing this is I don't want to do the meetings too much. I mean, once I give them the progress report every day, then they don't ask for the meetings that much. That's also what I realized. So we every time when we make some progress, I will give them the progress report every day because making the progress report also does not cost anything beside the tokens.
so basically you're not the one who assigned the task to your teams. It's basically the AI.
Yeah, sure. They
Okay.
balance my task and they give it to
Yeah.
them.
Okay. In my company, we have almost 500 developers. Well,
Uh-huh.
that's a lot.
Uh,
Okay,
what approach can we do?
yeah.
I mean, I was actually like having exactly same experience. I mean, I used to work in the one Korean company before this one, and it was quite only a few people like who were trying to adopt those AI things quickly in their workflow. And majority they didn't actually want to like adopt that fast. And a lot of people like they were still talking about the clean code. I mean, I don't want to like blame it, but I think right in this era it's hard. It's not that meaningful to talk about the code cleanness, I guess. But yeah, I guess there are a lot of people like that. And um, to be honest, like for me, what actually helped back then was they need to have motivation. They need to have like a person who push them to use it, I guess. So in case of my previous company, luckily the boss, the owner was really like insightful about this kind of the new AI things, and they were pushing a lot. Or you need to. They were like, like there's, we heard that in the America, like they actually check like how many tokens they used, right? So those, I think like we need this kind of like quite big pressure from the someone higher, I think. I mean, it's really hard because people, they don't want to actually change their style. I mean, it's not because they are lazy, but it's, I think like it's humans, yeah, basically their right instinction, I think. So
They have an ego in themselves, right?
yeah, true.
The ego of the developer, the idealism of the developer, right?
I think so. So I think like we basically like we need a person like who is someone higher who is like actually giving the pressure to make them use it. I mean, once I they gonna like they gonna like know once they actually try it, it's easier. But because they never tried it, it's hard for them. So that first step is hard. And I think to do that, to make them do like that first step, they need some pressure from the like yeah, from the boss or the owner, I think. Yeah, that yeah, that's I guess what I want to say.
Yeah, thank you for the answer, Dion. And also thank you for answering Junior this question. Yeah, so I think we are running out of time. So uh, I'm gonna, okay, this is the last question, Dion, but it's quite personal, I think, from Sony Kusuma. He is interested to know what brings you to Indonesia, especially Bandung. Do you mind to answer that?
Wait, what is it? What I bring?
Yeah, the one from Sony Kusuma.
Ah, ah.
What brings you to Indonesia? What makes you choose Bandung? If
Mhm.
you don't mind answering.
Sure. So
Yeah.
so the connection with Indonesia is start from like 6 years ago. So um I was doing the one a startup named Asimula, and back then my co-founder was a yeah, he is my co-founder back then. And this guy, his name is Asim Fauzi. He is American Indonesian. Indonesian American. So Indonesian American. So he is Indonesian, but the nationality itself is American. And we were doing the startup in Korea. We were trying to bring the back then, it was like COVID era. So we were trying to bring this kind of like the Korean virtual concert to Indonesia back then. So that was start like Right, this guy, the Asim Fauzi, right, he had some connection in Indonesia, so we started to uh yeah, doing the business in Indonesia back then, and we also raised some fund from Indonesian plug and play as well, the venture capital. So that was a start, and I started to know some of the people from ITB, and that's how I started know about the Bandung as well. And yeah, like luckily nowadays, I mean, right now I met my girlfriend here, so yeah, it made me stay here.
Okay, I think that's answer everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. I think that's all the questions we have for today. First of all, I'd like to say a huge thank you to Dion for taking the time to share your experience and insights with our community. Thank you so much. It was truly a pleasure having you with us today. And of course, thank you to everyone who joined today's session. We really appreciate you spending your evening with us, of course. So yeah, we hope today's session gave you new ideas and also inspiration on how AI and AX automation can create a real impact, like you do, Dion. So yeah, not just in technology but also in business. Yeah. So if you enjoy today's event, please don't forget to follow Artificial on our social media because we'll be hosting more webinars, workshops, and also more community events with speakers from Indonesia and around the world. You can visit events.artificial.com to see our upcoming events, and feel free to join our community to stay connected with other AI enthusiasts. So once again, thank you everyone. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you again in the next artificial event. Thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah. Thank you.